Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host, LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome to another edition of Sports Sunday, where we talk about sports, life, and everything in between, and I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks now. It's been like super busy on weekends for me over the last probably month or so, and so my ability to do these has not always been there. But now, the ability is here, and we have an opportunity to make this, what, 24-0, I believe it was? And we've definitely had our hands full playing against this particular team. It has been a lot more difficult than I had really pegged it out to be. Usually when I have played against this team, like, they obviously pose more of a challenge than the first two teams that I played, but it usually ends up being something where I will eventually wear them down and kind of blow the door open at some point during it. But I've had like a couple of these. It's really been a lot more than I had envisioned, where I'm really starting to sweat down the stretch, and I really have to start taking it a lot more seriously. But the quest for 50 is still active, and that's really what matters in all of this. So that is definitely a good thing. While we're here playing the fine American pastime of baseball, we can talk about some baseball-related things, because there have been some baseball-related things that have happened that are both awesome and infuriating, and at the same time still awesome, all over the course of this weekend. And I think one of the biggest ones, even though I've never really been much of a Seattle Mariners fan, or a Cincinnati Reds fan at that, Ken Griffey Jr. definitely got into the Hall of Fame. Like, he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he got to give his acceptance speech today. And I really need to go back and see it, because I didn't get the opportunity to do that. But he was definitely one of my all-time favorite players. Like I used to go to and just watch Seattle Mariners games in general as a young kid, just because he played for them. Like, he was a player that, like, he was just so much fun to watch, man. Like, he was obviously incredibly good, and so that already had piqued my interest. But he was just really, I don't know, he was just so much fun to watch. Like, just watching him be fucking amazing at baseball, and like he made it fun to watch too, because of just like his personality in general. And like, I think my most fond memory of him, outside of like the 1995 playoff series game where he scored the winning run to, send him to the championship series and all that jazz, was one of the home run derbies. I think it was, I don't remember what year it was or where it was specifically, but that was like back in a time where people were so much more relaxed about the way the home run derby was played. Like, he just like walked up to the plate, batting left-handed, and he was wearing he had like the whole backwards hat thing going on, and he was just fucking bombing them out the whole time. It was so rad. I love it. I totally miss that kind of era of baseball where it seemed like people were having a lot more fun playing it. It seems like it's so, like, I don't know, I feel like the game has gotten so kind of tense and just kind of uncomfortable sometimes. I feel like is a weird way to say that, but maybe I think that's what I'm trying to convey here, is like the game just, it feels like it kind of feels like it has a stick up its ass. I feel like that's not a bad way of putting it. Like, you can't really have, like, guys celebrating and being flamboyant about, things happening. Outside of pitchers, like, every once in a while when they get, like, a big strikeout, they'll kind of pump their fists and get a little bit, jazzed up. But anymore now, if you get a guy that celebrates, after hitting a home run, like, if he does, like a little bat flip, or he does, like, any sort of little thing at the end of it, a pitcher's gonna end up throwing at his head the next time he comes around, or there's gonna be like a benches clearing brawl, like there was in the playoffs last year when Jose Bautista did the bat flip against the Royals, I think it was. He did it, just like there was like a whole benches clearing thing going on after that. So I feel like the game has just gotten so much more tense, as opposed to back in a time where you could totally, be a lot more relaxed and chill. Oh, come on. Oh, you bastard. I thought I was gonna give it to me. So yeah, so he got to do his little speech, and I think at one point he actually put the backwards hat on, because I saw a thumbnail of that, and I think it actually happened. And it's weird because I was on Twitter, and I was like, you know, I was like, I know he probably won't do it, but how much more awesome would his speech be if he totally did it while wearing a backwards hat? And I guess at one point or another he ended up doing it. I don't know if it was for the whole thing or not. I would assume probably not the entirety of it, but super tight. And then obviously the White Sox played this weekend, and I mean things are getting weird with that, man. First, let's get to the most interesting part of all of that. By the way, as you guys may or may not know, I've probably mentioned it at least once or twice, but the ace pitcher for the White Sox, Chris Sale, definitely without a shot of a doubt my favorite player, and I am scared to death that they are going to try to trade him away. I don't know why they would do it. I know they're like doing just like a whole rebuild, but why wouldn't you just dump everybody else and then rebuild the team around him? Like, what in the... Whoa! Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you get for trying to dive back from being that far off the damn bag, you idiot. But yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't just try to build the team around him and then, you know, start over from everywhere else instead of dumping your best player and then starting over with a bunch of just, like, substandard dudes. I don't know. I'm not in the front office. I don't know what the process is or whatever. Boy, we are not hitting the ball very well. Have we even had a base runner yet? I don't feel like we've had any base... We've had one base runner so far, I think. It's definitely not a very good sign. So, I guess... Like, there's been trade rumors swirling around that, like, he was gonna be going to Texas because they were gonna offer the whole fucking king's ransom and, like, sell him half of the property of the state of Texas to bring him over or whatever. And so there's been, like, rumors going around that, you know, maybe he was on the way out or something, and I guess he was slated to start, he was gonna start pitching yesterday. And, oh, there we go. I'll take a little hit, why not? You're gonna give it to me, I'll take it. Oh shit, okay. So yesterday comes up. He's supposed to be starting against the Detroit Tigers, and they were gonna be doing throwback jerseys all weekend. And so they're like, hey, you know, and so they brought out like the ones from like the 1970s or something like that, a pretty old one that he's definitely worn it before, but he voiced his opinion that he's like, I really don't want to wear these, because I'll be honest with you, they were pretty ugly looking jerseys. they were not the most visually intriguing looking things, and so he's like, I don't really want to wear them. But obviously they're not going to be like, hey, okay, well, you can wear whatever jersey you want, and everybody else is going to wear the ones that we want them to wear. So, you know, there was kind of a little bit of a fracas building there. Damn it! How are we going to strike out a 40-mile-an-hour fastball? Jeez. So there's, you know, a little bit of a brouhaha building in the locker room there. And so, you know, tensions are rising there, and apparently, Sale just busts out a knife and just starts chopping those jerseys up. Like, he just starts cutting right into them, and he's like, pretty much, more or less, he's like, I ain't fucking doing it. So you can take that jersey and you can shove it up your cornhole. And so, you know, they're just like, alright, well, this is getting out of hand, so they just sent him home. Like, not too long before the game starts. And so I hear about this, and now everything all of a sudden is like, oh god, they scratched him before the game, and all these trade rumors are swirling around. That's gotta mean he's on the way out. Like, they're just getting, like, they're preparing to trade him. They're not even gonna have him pitch tonight because he's probably at home packing his bags or something, and my life is about to end. Like, if that happens, I can pretty much just mail it in. Oh boy. Like, yeah, I can pretty much just mail it in for the rest of the season, because, I mean, if they're gonna send my favorite player away, then what's the point of even watching for the remainder of the season? But I find out later that that's really, at least that they're trying to assure, you know, the fan base and everybody else that's not what's going on. They're not trading him yet and all this and that and the other, which is fine. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I can't think of a time that I've heard of a player that was like so, like, outspokenly upset about wearing a throwback jersey that he decided to take a knife to it and just slice the living bejesus out of it. That is a new one to me. And I guess that, like, those jerseys were like $12,000 or $13,000 a piece. I'm going to say that again. These 1970s jerseys were $13,000 a piece, which is absolutely absurd at its core. It's wild. Come on, baby. You gotta get to second. There we go. I gotta put myself in a position to make this good for myself. But oh boy, this isn't good either. Come on, no! Oh, yikes! Come on, Kevin. Don't fuck with me here, man. I guess the reason why those jerseys were so expensive, though, was because... Oh, come on, drop, baby, come on! Yes! Oh, yeah! Oh, right in the gap, and now they're gonna change pitchers. I guess the reason why those are so expensive is because they actually, after the games that they wear these retro jerseys in, they end up auctioning them off for various things. Which I think that what they should do is they should auction those off. Like, how awesome would that be? I mean, anybody that's usually getting these jerseys, they're generally not wearing them, so, like, how cool would that be? Like, here, you know, putting up for auction, check out the jerseys that, you know, future Hall of Fame pitcher Chris Sale, you know, took a fucking hunting knife to in the locker room before a game against the Tigers. Like, those would be super cool. Like, that would be a piece of memorabilia that would be pretty unique, I would say. I can't in all likelihood imagine that there's just a whole, you know, surplus of that type of thing just circulating around. Oh no. Oh no. A little Texas Leaguer? Little can of corn there, as they call it. So yeah, that was a really interesting thing. I just the entire kind of process of that going on, I found particularly interesting. And out of the inning, I believe. Yes, still have the lead, even though we only have 3 hits, but that's fine. And so then, you know, they went on to pitch without him, and a pretty weird situation unfolded in that also. Where because they didn't have him pitching, they didn't want to interrupt the rotation that they had set, they decided, hey, well, you know, we need to have somebody pitch, so they busted out the entire bullpen and just had, like, all of the relief pitchers pitch, like, an inning or two. It was crazy. They had, you know, one relief guy come in and pitch the first and second inning. Oh no, we're gonna be hosed. We are garden hosed. Oh god. And that didn't work out very well. So yeah, they had one guy come on for 2 innings, they had another guy come on for 2 innings, and then just a whole bunch of, you know, like draft picks and guys that they really wanted to get some more experience. They brought them all in for like 1 inning at a time, and they ended up actually having to suspend the game in the top of the 9th because of that was an awesome double play, by the way. They had to suspend it in the top of the 9th because of a rain delay. And so they just decided, hey, well, you know what, since we're obviously not going to come back and play this thing at 2 in the morning our time, we're going to suspend it and we'll play it in the morning. So this morning, they come back and they play the game, and the White Sox ended up, they ended up walking off and winning the game 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th on a walk-off single, which was awesome. They needed that really bad because they're still under 500 and it's still really depressing. We need to get this out right now. Oh no, I don't like these. I don't like these. Oh no! Damn it. I hate those little slow rollers, man. Those are the worst. Why couldn't we have had one of these? That would have made it perfect. But that's not what's going on. And now we got ourselves a brand new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so they start the second game and everything. Oh, snakes! I was just about to say something about that. I was like, we got a brand new ball game, but not as long as Snakes has something to say about it, and he must have been listening. He's like, I got it, boss. I got it. And he takes it. So they played the next game today, and they were dominating. Like, I think they held Detroit to like 1 hit through like the 8th inning, and then they gave up a little solo home run, and so now it's like 4-1. And it goes into the top of the 9th, and you're like, all right, just got to bring in the closer, get a few quick outs and everything, and, you know, bygones will be bygones, everything's gonna be awesome. And I think it was with 2 out, no, actually, to lead off the inning. Oh boy. that's gonna be an out. To lead off the inning, guy comes up, hits a solo home run. I was like, okay, and it's 4-2, and it's really not how I wanted to start the inning, but you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. And so, oh boy, that's oh no, oh my god, I can't believe we got that. I like right from the get-go, I thought that was a terrible idea, but it's gonna pay off, so that's even better. That's fantastic. We got some buffer room now. So so now it's 4-2, and they've got like 2 strikes on this other guy, and he throws like just a straight fastball, and the guy takes it out for a home run. I was like, God, it's 4-3. This is not good. It's like I can smell the horrible stench of a tie game just coming on right now, and it smells foul as just horrifying 100-degree BO. And so I keep in mind I'm at work, and so I got a customer that comes in and they're asking me if I've got stuff, and next thing I know, right as I'm getting ready to leave the counter to go show them, I see a pitch out of the corner of my eye, and it was another two-strike pitch, and the guy just bombs it for a home run, and now it's a tie game. And I'm sitting there like trying to help these guys, and I'm just like, fucking damn it! How could you do this to me? Why is it so hard for you guys to not how is it so hard for you guys to prevent them from scoring? Like, why do I have to go through this vicious cycle all the damn time? They seriously have like the worst like relief pitching in the known universe. It's gotta be. It is horrible. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, dude. And so then all of a sudden I finish helping him and come back and go to my post, and now it's in the bottom of the ninth. And then after that whole debacle takes place, my guys ended up winning the game on another walk-off single, which was super awesome. And it led me to ask this question, because I feel like this hasn't happened very many times. That might be an out. That's not an out. We are in a lot of trouble right now. Come on, baby, double play. That is not a double play. That is Peter's first surrendered run in this entire thing. His first surrendered run in 24 games. Okay, that's gonna be a quick out. That'll be a quick little out. That is fantastic. Gotta stop the bleeding where we can. It is what, 4-2 right now? 4-2. This is actually playing out in a very similar way that I just dealt with. And there we go. Cool. So it led me to ask this: Has there ever been a time outside of this situation where the White Sox had two walk-off hits in the same day, like actually in the span of like 4 hours? Has there ever been another team that like played like a doubleheader or something, in which a team had 2 walk-off hits to win a game in the bottom of the ninth? Has that ever happened before? I don't personally know, but that would be a really intriguing thing to go out and like try to go out and figure out for myself. I tried asking the Elias Sports Bureau, which is like, they're like the stat crunching guys that always give ESPN like their weird ass stats that like seemingly nobody would ever ask, but they're like one of the people that gives them those types of statistics. They have like every plausible scenario ever for things. I have no idea how we even hit that, but he is out, so that's not good. So yeah, it was at least interesting at the very least. Nothing like having 2 walk-off wins after a blown save, and on top of a game that got rained out to be played in the morning. Pretty cool stuff. I don't know why did I bunt right there? Probably because it's gonna work. That's why. Why didn't he step on the bag? I'm not gonna. Oh no. Oof. Here we go, baby. Oh, that's not gonna get there. That's not quite gonna get there. Oh, it was so close. Oh, I needed it. I did not get it, but I needed it. Damn it all. Oh, that's not gonna get there. I waited way too long to throw that. My bad. This is what I'm saying though. Like we're having a lot of these types of games that like you feel like you're comfortable in it, and they start gnawing away at you. Oh no. Oh boy, they're bringing in the Lurchmeister. He's small in stature, but with lots of power. Okay, I might be able to get that one. I might be able to get that one. I got it. Yeah, our outfielders are getting a little bit of a better arm these days. Had that been at the very beginning of this, I couldn't tell you confidently that I could have had a throw that was even presentable by any stretch. Norman? Norman! Oh, Norman, we're gonna bump that ERA up to 9, I think. Or we're not. I want it to happen. I want it to be so. But I don't think it's going to. On the plus side, at least we were able to come away with a home run somewhere in the midst of this game. For a little while there, I didn't think we were going to get one. I was hoping it, and then, you know, my clairvoyancy paid off, because we totally had it happen. Okay. Well, I guess no adding to his ERA. Went down nice and swift-like. This seems like a fair time to bring in Marley as well. If we can hold off the cavalry, I think we're going to come out with a sub-1 ERA on that man. And that'll be good. That'll be fantastic! Oh. I'm at least feeling a little more comfortable now. After I got home from work, we kind of had like a weird, like, back to, like... It was like I took a flashback to the 4th of July. I ended up having like hot dogs and like baked beans and bacon and like, you know, chips and dip and then like homemade strawberry shortcake. It was like the ultimate 4th of July barbecue on July 24th. The 4 was still there. We just added 20 onto it because, well, why not? Okay, that freaked me out for like a third of a second. Anytime you got a runner on in the bottom of the 9th with a pop fly, you just automatically, your heart just sinks down like a foot or so. But we did win, and the undefeated season is still active, and Snake Man definitely got himself a 6. So that's good. That is good. That is great. Yes. Okay. Well, now that we've got some money, I think we can go spend it accordingly, of which one thing that we could do, one thing that we probably should do, is maybe, just maybe, I think for Peter, because he's a man's man, we need to give him some more speed. You gotta always have, like, one relief pitcher that just has ungodly speed, and I think he's gonna be that man. We gotta have a guy that's got one hell of a heater, you know? Like Harry and Marv, they're looking pretty good in their respective area as far as speed goes. And then I think we also need to work on somebody here. I don't know who it's going to be. Anybody still at 25? Jeff is at 25. Gus is at 25. I think we'll go with Gus Polinsky. I think he's been patiently waiting for one. So we'll give him 1 in batting and 1 in prestige there. Yes. And then I guess we're probably out of money at that point. So, I think that'll do, my friends. When we come back on the next installment of Sports Sunday, where we talk about sports life and everything in between, we got another game to play here. We are, with this next game, we'll be exactly halfway through this series. So hopefully we can improve the line to 25-0. But as it sets right now, we are 24-0, and that is also a good number dedicated to one Ken Griffey Jr. It was actually not planned to be that way, but it ended up being that way anyways, and it was awesome. And I even have a greater appreciation for Ken Griffey Jr. outside of the fact that he was like my childhood sports icon hero outside of Michael Jordan. But there was a season or two that he did play for the Chicago White Sox, and it was awesome. Aside the fact that he wore number 17, which was really weird. But that's besides the point. It was great, and I love it. So with that said, my friends, this is your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take care, everybody. Bye.